So you asked about making your wrist corsage, which I think that's awesome that you're gonna make your wrist corsage for prom. So I got out a bunch of varying little flowers of different shapes, sizes, colors. They're all pretty, they all coordinate. I'm not quite sure what flowers you're working with. So I'm gonna show you how to make your wrist corsage as eco-friendly and recyclable as possible. I know that sounds funny, but start with a toilet paper roll, an empty toilet paper roll. Don't laugh. And then I use my comically large scissors here. And you cut your toilet paper roll in half. And then snip. Okay, so it's gonna be like a band, right? Kind of like, so you're gonna have this big thick band to work with. And you're like, now Summer, how's this gonna stick on my wrist after I get stuff attached? Well, that's where the ribbon comes in. So before we attach our ribbon, you know, size up your wrist a little bit. You know, you might have a smaller wrist. You might have the toilet paper roll go all the way around. I mean, that's up to you on how many flowers you want, how you're gonna decorate it. Me, I think this is too big, so I'm just gonna snip a little off. That way I have a nice little gap there. Now, take a marker and I'm gonna draw down the front and the back, like down the center line. So we're gonna draw a nice little center line. This is gonna be our guide for our ribbon here in just a second. Okay, front and back. I do not sew, so because of that, my hot glue gun is my best friend. So we take our ribbon and make it long enough to where, you know, you wrap it around your wrist, and we're gonna use it, and this is gonna be a tie-on corsage, okay? If you don't want a tie-on corsage and you want a slip-on corsage, go to your local fabric store and get some elastic. And the same technique will work with elastic, just make sure you have it fitted to your wrist and not excess, because we're gonna tie this on. So get a good idea of where you want it. If I do a tie-on corsage, I like a little extra after I tie it on, just a little pretty. So look how your curve goes. We're gonna go on the inside first. So that's where we take our handy dandy glue gun and we just go straight down that line that we just made. And then we just take our ribbon and lay it right on top of the glue. Got to be slightly quick with this because the glue does cure a little bit fast. So you just kind of rub that on there like this. Get it nice, tight. That bad boy's not going anywhere. Okay, so just for extra security, I just take a little extra ribbon. So just cut a little piece, long enough to cover the toilet paper roll and enough to have slack on either side. So we're gonna overlap, and this is how we're gonna like doubly secure our toilet paper roll corsage, which I guess maybe this is what we should call this, a toilet paper roll corsage. So then we just go ahead and do our center line again. Throw your ribbon down the center line. Now, since we do have this excess here, just take a little bit of glue, do a couple little dabs, and a couple more dabs here. And yes, I have to make that noise when I glue, or just the magic's not there. Okay, so once you get that done, if you have any like little extra, just snip them and clip the extra. And so now we have our corsage base, like all pretty and stuff. Okay, so now it comes to our flowers. You can get as creative with your flowers as you want. You can, and you don't have to worry about your flowers being like flat. They can have shape to them. I always try to add like little like leaves and things to add some dimension. All right, so we just throw a little bit of glue on our leaf here. And I have another one laying here too. So we're gonna put 2 leaves on this just to kind of give a little dimension. And I kind of like to put them on either end because when it gets wrapped around, it's going to look all pretty and stuff. La 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 la, beautiful. All right, so now we want to pick something to be like your centerpiece flower, your big bad centerpiece flower. So I'm kind of going with, damn glue gun won't stay. I'm going to kind of go with this lily. Now, it depends on how you want the lily to look. Like, do you want it to go up your wrist, or do you want it to kind of face outwards? If you want it to face outwards, take this end piece here and be really careful, flatten it out, and just cut it off. And then cut it off to as short as you want it, and then glue around the edges, and then sit there and hold it. But you have to be really patient, and sometimes the glue doesn't quite hold in different places. You just kind of take the glue and just go around the little edges. That's all that works. Now I'm just going to have my corsage, I'm going to have it facing up at me. So I'm going to take one of the flat sides of my lily here. I'm just going to cover it in glue like this. Just all kind of nasty gooey glue. And I'm just going to place it over one of my leaves to kind of make them look like they match and go together. So that's going to be like my big centerpiece, and I just kind of, while the glue's still curing, kind of arrange it to where it is that I want it to go. And that looks so nice. Okay, so now I want to kind of cover up all this ugly, you know, toilet paper roll. So I have all these other little flowers and stuff, and I want to, you know, really do something creative and fun with colors. So I have like these little carnations that I made that I'm just going to go ahead and just be generous with the glue. As long as you don't get it on the pretty part, nobody will ever know. So no glues on the pretty part. So I'm just, you know, just snuggle them up. Find the little little niches and crevices and stuff where this stuff like fits, and it will come together really nice. You just kind of have to look at it and think about it and create, or be creative finding these little niches and stuff. And don't worry if any of the cardboard shows up, because when we're done, we're going to snip all that to kind of go and get rid of that, so you have a nice clean edge and clean outline of your flowers. Now, because we are using globs of glue, just make sure that you give it a minute or two to cure before you go on sticking all kinds of stuff on there, because sometimes things will shift, and I can't tell you how many times I've thrown things in the garbage, or like I've cussed out paper because it doesn't sit, and when all it is my sheer lack of patience. Which, yes, I do get very impatient sometimes, especially when I have big ideas in my brain and I gotta get them out. So here, we're just gonna throw in a little kusudama flower and a lily and a carnation, and it's starting to come together really nice. And maybe we can put another kusudama down here, kind of fill in that little blank there. And experiment with the different types of flowers. And the cool thing is about a toilet paper roll, you don't have to buy anything special, you're not wasting money, and if you screw up the first one, you can always make another one and not have to worry about running to Michael's or Joann Fabrics or whatever to go get yourself all this new stuff. Alright, so this is what I have for my little corsage that I put together. I'm going to take my, once again, comically large scissors, and not to snip the ribbon, but go around and trim all the brown that I see without cutting the flowers or my leaves. Like this. And then just tie it on, and voila! I have, oops, jeez, I keep losing the camera. And I have this beautiful corsage that I put together in about, I don't know, 10 minutes, besides the making of the flowers. But yeah, just real cute, simple. You can go and add beads, or you can go get aluminum wire, and you can get aluminum colored wire and fun stuff, and do little scrolls and curls that you want to come in and out, and get really creative and have fun. But this is real simple, real easy. Throw that bad boy together, and you have a prom corsage. So anybody out there want a prom corsage, you can have it. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for asking questions. And I hope I can get better at this and do more for you guys. So take care and happy spring.